Alrighty. Good morning. Celeste the Silver Cord here. Sup, witches. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell if these resonate with you. I'm going to do an all signs for everybody. I'm going to shuffle us up some oracle cards, shuffle us up some dark mirrors, so we can see what our shadow aspects are that we are working with, some tips to deal with those, and then I will be doing 3-deck spreads for everybody. This is essentially it's just a quick version of the full readings. Full reading would be more Earth Magic, more Dark Mirror, and then your 3 full lines, and then some magic cards to go with that. Good morning. Just getting these set for the collective energies, and then I'll shuffle in between each sign. I've been trying to do all signs on Mondays in the Silver Cord, and I'm going to see if I can't squeeze in some Friday readings for you guys. Yeah, I was thinking maybe Friday morning, since it's Fridays for me. Thursdays are Friday nights and everybody sleeps in. My son's already up, but, offer him some YouTube in his room, and he was happy to just be like, okay, I'll give you some space, Ma. He is definitely not as needy for attention as his sister is. That, and they're pretty self-sufficient. They can make themselves breakfast and whatnot. Alrighty. So, I guess we'll just pop right off. We'll go right ahead and jump right into it. Y'all know the deal. You know how these works. If they resonate with you, they resonate with you. If they don't, chuck it in the fucking bucket. It's not your story this time. But this is going to be an all signs weekend forecast for you guys. And I'm going to try to do this every Friday. I think it would be fun to get you guys all back in the groove, since I'm going to be cutting back on doing the individual sign readings down to 8 times a year. Alrighty. So Aries is what we're shuffling for right now. And now I've explained this before, but I guess I'll run over it for you guys. Anybody could timestamp, that would be great. But what I do is I like to read the different lines of frequency. I call it 3D, 40, 5D. It's just pretty much, it's the 3D line is what's the physical reality around you with all the egos and everything involved. The 40 line is your own personal mind, your own thoughts and perceptions on it. And then the 5D line is more of a collective energy around what's going on. Those who are sharing a similar storyline to you. Because you guys all know that we work in a collective of co-creation. Thank you very much. Magical says she's going to go ahead and timestamp this for everybody here at the end. I just really don't have room on my desk for another thing right now. Alrighty. Ooh-wee. All right, I'd like to say, too, that usually how I read them, unless the cards say something different, it is energies you're moving away from, center crux of the situation, energies we're moving into. So you get kind of a rundown of everything that's going on. So right now for Aries, I see you are dealing with the difference between, you got a lot of passion going on for something, but there is a parasitic energy. Either you feel like you're a parasite on somebody, or you feel like somebody is a parasite on you. So, but your passions right now are super strong with everything going on in Aries and Mars getting ready to go direct. That is an awesome energy for y'all to be in. So let's see what we got going on here. Energy's moving away from, I see a King of Cups, but some overindulgence. And look at that little pixie there in the middle. Just to give you a tip, it seems like someone who's very in control of their emotions, that has some overindulging issues, probably in some very interesting areas. This doesn't just mean drinking. Anything can be, something that you can overindulge in. You can overindulge in food, porn, sex, doesn't matter what it is. Alcohol, drugs, are just the most common. That is definitely not the only addictions people can have. So I see you definitely dealing with somebody who might have been the parasite for you. They just overindulge pretty much in your energy. Feeding off your energy. In Aries, you are a very strong cardinal fire sign. A lot of people love to feed off your energy. All right. Ace of Wands right here in the middle. Like I said, back to that fiery passion. You're still really lit up and passionate about something, and you really see where it is you want to go. You have an idea of where you want to go. You're seeing where it is. You're debating on how you're going to put it into action and plan, right? Definitely some fae, pixie, fairy energy in there with you. I do get the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So it's saying with this energy that really what you should be focusing your attention on, especially within the 3D, is some sort of physical education, some sort of, knowledge acquiring, perhaps maybe a course or a class or something along those areas to keep you distracted, since you're moving away from this kind of energy on the 3D. All right, for your 40 line, I do see that you have been putting in a lot of prudence towards working in certain areas, especially on the spiritual level. A lot of attitude of gratitude here with this one. Princess of Cups, at least in this one, it's like what I give generously to the universe gives generously back to me. A lot of synchronicities and beautiful things do happen around me. The Magician right over that wand's there for you. But I do have the power to manifest what it is that I want in this world. And I do have the power to control my energy. And even look, his cup in the middle there, almost like the master king of cups. What I am not only in charge of my cup, it is spiritually protected and guarded on all realms. I have the ability to call on the entire zodiac's energy, for what I need, for the change that I want to make. Six of Swords, it is not easy. The Six of Swords is a rite of passage. It's moving on, but it is moving on from things that hold you back from being able to manifest your own power. If you got somebody who tells you you can't all the time, that is someone you got to move away from. So it's definitely, this is a cutting cords type of card. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which in this deck I think is great. What? All those rockets are firing at her and she's firing a rainbow back at them. What? Your shady energy no longer has the ability to affect me. I no longer return the same shit vibes I receive. I transmute them so that I am not dragged into lower frequency to attract lower things. I maintain my frequency regardless of what's being shot at me. Beautiful, beautiful Aries. I guess Mars going direct is having a great effect for us. I love it. All right, on the 5D side collective timeline, we have coming out of a lot of worry about money, realizing that money is a frequency that you have power over when it comes down all the way grounded to the 3D. That is just, a realization that you're kind of coming to. The worrying about it and realizing worrying about it gives you, your universe will confirm you to worry about it more. They'll take it more away. I do see overall that transformation. A tower is coming for someone, you know what I'm saying? And towers do not come out of the blue. And this is the crux of the situation. So this is like you're moving out of these energies. You moved into this and kind of seized up on your power. You seize up on that Magician and then boom, what? You're causing a tower. Well, what are towers? Towers usually happen during retrogrades. And what do I say during retrogrades? It's a time where the universe is highlighting things, problems in your life for you to change. So towers don't come out of the blue. Everybody, it's like people in Louisiana shocked that they're stuck without it. They stayed in their homes or whatever when they should have evacuated. It's like you watched that storm coming in for how many days and you just sat there. Those who took the time to take the precautions to get themselves out of the way are fine. Those who stayed, they chose to stay. It's your choice. And this is when you get the frog all the way down here. He's like, I'm getting out of here. But what happens once the tower happens, especially even on the 5D, when you let go of those toxic connections and things of that nature? What? Four of Rods right there. Those doorways, those portals, those love energies are able to break free and break through. I do see the door is open, but I don't see any messages are going to be coming through. Okay, so it's like you're aware of the door, but there's really no messages coming through as of right now. Remember, this is just a weekend forecast. So if you were hoping for communication with someone you're attached to on the 5D, would not hold your breath. All right, so let's move on into Taurus. I appreciate that, magic. I really do. I'm Aries. I'm so impatient rewatching my own videos. Timestamp them. Taurus. Let's see what we got going on for you. Full moon in your sign, Taurus. I know. I tried doing the all signs where I had everything pre-shuffled, but I just didn't like the feeling of not being able to call out the sign and shuffle them into the deck. Live in the South. We're in a second bloom right now, which is why this moon is also, it's called the Hunter's Moon, but it's also called a Harvest Moon as well, because for areas that have a second harvest, this is usually when the second harvest is happening. Pumpkin season. Pumpkin is a second harvest crop. You grow it either early in the spring when it's still kind of cold, or you grow it, plant it at the end of summer to harvest for fall. So whether you're hunting or gathering this weekend, hope you're having fun. Should be interesting. We'll see how this weekend goes. All right, Taurus, on your 3D line, I do see you coming out of a lot of worry about money, but you did put in some nurturing energy to nurturing areas that you've, and finding some ingenuity and doing things in a different way. And I see that that's really grounded you, especially when it comes to that earth grounding abundance energy. Jack of Cups. So you're really, it's got you, you're in a very creative energy right now, and I see a lot of synchronicities playing out around you. So yeah, it's a loving, creative synchronicity. So yeah, you were worrying about money, and you grounded into your energy, your nurturing energy, and you nurtured areas that you could be creative with. That's the ingenuity card. And it did ground you, and now you're in a very, and it's a very loving energy that I'm getting off of. So whatever you're doing, you're really enjoying it. And then you still got the King of Wands. So whatever you're doing, you're really passionate about. And people are recognizing this for you. They are seeing that you are being kind of a visionary about what it is that you're working on. Good on you, Taurus. Way to use these full moon energies. For the 4D, I see that you have found a lot of balance here over the last few weeks, and a major completion of a major cycle for you. There are still some secrets and truths that are being revealed, and secrets and truths that you are revealing about yourself. I see this. It's a lot of inner work for you guys. And the Queen of Wands here. Yep. The Queen of Wands here. So just more of that fiery, passionate energy. At the King of Wands on the 3D line. So masculine, ego-wise, on the 3D, you're really pumping out that you're passionate about something. On the 4D, you're like, I'm nurturing this passion really hard. This is something I really feel a lot for. I do see the failure card here right at the end. So there will be some things that you work on that do not work out. And I always say, do not look at failures as a failure. It is an opportunity that you learn something. If you're truly passionate about it, you will figure out why it did not work out and try to work that kinks out to keep moving forward. Failure doesn't mean give up. You know, that saying that, you know, the master has failed more than the novice has ever even tried. Just keep that in mind if you hit some roadblocks, because the energies are still insane in the world right now. So there will still be some roadblocks. But if you are truly passionate on all those levels already about what it is you're working towards, don't give up on it just because of one failure. Okay. Expect that that's going to happen. That happens. There'll be hiccups, there'll be highs, there'll be lows. All right. So I'm seeing with that, it's like kind of like I got the Magician reversed right now. So on the 5D level, it's like some sort of connection that's going on up there that you just couldn't figure out how to manifest. But you're seeing the justice in it all. So it's like you couldn't manifest something. Oh, Lord, Luna's up early. But you're seeing the justice in how it played out and how that not getting what you wanted in that sense actually is some sort of karmic justice for you. I do see that there was probably a lot of conflicts that involved this connection. So if you're releasing it, good on you. Yes, that is what you should have been doing. Look, because this person back here, they're just playing battle strategies and games. They're not even fighting, and they're just watching you. You're a healer that's grabbed up swords, and it's not in your natural element. So whatever this is that you let go of, that you didn't get what you wanted, and you're seeing the karmic justice in it, you're seeing the games and the conflict that it caused, and it's really grounded your energy. So I see that you've done a ton of work on almost all levels right now, Taurus. This is a beautiful reading for you. The world will start moving. So it's like this was right over that failure card. So I have a feeling that whatever it is, when you hit a hiccup or whatever, the failure part of it, it will open up another door and another avenue that will play into the passions that you have been working on. All right. When you are stressed and overwhelmed, go out into the forest and breathe. Who do you need to watch out for? This energy has been popping up a lot lately. This is the gluttonous infinite. This is the drama card, right? This is the person who loves drama. This is the person who loves to be in the middle of the drama. This is the person that likes, they play both sides. Like they come and they hang out with you and they're your best friend and they talk shit about this other person. But then later on the day, they're going to go to that other person and talk shit about you. And they like to be in the middle and they drop little things that this person said this and this person said that. And they twist and everything else. This is a very manipulative energy and they're never satisfied. They're always causing some drama. They're always complaining about something and they're always talking shit. Be mindful of these people. Get away from them. You're better off in the forest alone breathing than dealing with that. All right, Taurus. We got next, Gemini. I never know how to close out conversations. I just bounce into the next subject. You guys feel me? I don't like wasting a whole lot of time. Gemini. Everybody's like, you're the two-faced twins, but at the same time, you're the lovers cards. I'm like, because what's more loving than the twin connection? I've known a couple sets of twins in my life. And they were mirror twins, but they were still both cool. I will say the big collective message for everybody is do not get pulled into, don't get pulled into the division, man. especially with signs like you, Gemini, and I would say Pisces are probably the hardest ones because you're very dualistic signs. Be mindful of what you allow yourself to get pulled into. Yeah, I say that with Aries too. We have a hard time during retrogrades. When things are going slow. All right, Gemini. Excuse me. Just keep that clear. All right. So, on your 3D line, I see you coming out of a 5 of Cups situation, a situation where you weren't feeling appreciated and loved and kind of a burden. It was a burdensome relationship on you. But I do see that you have found passion and a direction that you were looking to go into. I don't know. This is kind of a Sagittarian energy with the Archer here, isn't it? And the fire. And this is like you see where it is you want to go and you kind of know where you want to set your arrow and you're ready to get passionate again and get out there. I got the 8 of Cups here. You have figured out what you're walking away from to gain some new insight. So you were passionate and you were like, all right, you were releasing this burden, this 5 of Cups, this worrying about other things and things that you can't fix and change. And that's just all just burdens. I'm putting it down. I'm following my passions. I'm walking away from any connections or love that does not give me what I'm putting out. Because I see that you guys are in a good fiery energy right now. But now in walking away, that will cause some conflicts. I see some conflicts within this. I call this the wolf pack within the circle. So it might be you moving away from these energies might cause some turmoil in your circle. But remember that it always comes down to you in the end, all right? It's what's best for you, not what's best for everybody in your circle. If you're miserable and everybody else is happy, that's not fair. You don't have to be the martyr. You don't have to take all the 3D abuse, from a certain individual just to keep the peace within a certain soul cluster. If you have to walk on eggshells, then you are not in your soul cluster, okay? That's just how it works. I do see a lot of energy, like you've come into your strength, right? You've come into your strength and you've come into your passions. And I'm just a lot of fire energy for you guys. I got to reverse the camera, right? So a lot of strength, a lot of passion in the direction that you want to go. What? I'm ready to leap hurdles here. Your thoughts and words are very much in line. So you're bringing this energy from the 4D and speaking it into the 3D. Like, no, this is what I want, people. King of Pentacles. But I want to manifest this energy all the way down to my 3D line. Beautiful, beautiful. And I do see truce in the end here for these conflicts. There will be a truce. Okay. Everybody's just going to need to take some time to recuperate after the conflict. There will be some truces made, and genuine soul connections will prevail. And those who are not genuinely within, those whose contracts have run out with you will run out. And those who are meant to be connected to you will stay connected to you. There will be a truce for you. Okay, Gemini, so don't stress that too much. Don't stress and worry about the conflict. If you know there's going to be a conflict, understand it. We got a 3 of Swords reversed here on the 5D level. Now, if you're dealing with a 5D connection, if it is bringing you nothing but anxiety, grief, and pain, yes, it is good to start moving away from that. Ace of Swords again. Speak clearly. It doesn't matter who these people are to you, what soul connections they have, what contracts they have. They could be kids. They could be a twin flame. I don't care. Speak clearly. Keep your thoughts and words and going in the same direction, and speak clearly about what it is that you not that you expect from these connections, but definitely that you're only going to handle so much. If the connection's not even, you're not playing anymore. If it's not mutual, you're not playing anymore. Look, it's I always say there's a fine line between expecting things from others, but at the same time, if they expect you just to suffer for them, that's somebody that needs to go. Okay? I see a lot of beautiful energy grounding all of this through all the levels. I see a lot of work being done with you guys. I mean, just from the 3D ego perspective to your own thoughts and minds to the collective energy. Ace of Pentacles. What I am ready to start manifesting my 3D reality into the reality that I can see for myself within the 4 and the 5D. 7 of Rods. And I'm going to build my defenses up to keep out those negative energies. For the 5D, this is a shielding. This is what I am putting up my shields to reflect back any negative energy sent at me from now on. It's not my job to absorb your BS. You want to make outside connections, you want to, cause three-party situations and heartaches, it's time to move away from those. What I reflect on negative energy sent at me, I do not accept it, I do not manifest it, and I do not project it, but I will reflect it back at you. You are being divinely guided right now. No matter how hard times get and how rough the situations get and things like that, you are being pulled along. See, she's being pulled out of the water. She was drowning. She's being pulled out by, the lovers here, right? Because these are the two lovers from the lovers card in this deck. She was drowning. He's pulling her out. The angels are there. Ancestors are in the background. I suggest come on over to the silver cord and do our 13 moons, 13 runes with us. And really just seize on these energies and remember that you are still being divinely guided as long as you are paying attention to your intuition. All right. I got Black Flower Fragrance as your shadow aspect here. And I say this is the type of energy, it's kind of like, it's everything. Everybody can tell that you're kind of upset. It's more than just the resting bitch face and the resting bitch tone, your body language, how you move about, the things that you're getting done to the things that you're not getting done. Everybody can tell that you are putting out kind of a bad energy. And that's not what you want to be. And that is not the high vibing, energies that are available to you right now. So this is about just warning about being jaded, being angry, and carrying on to that angst. There's no need to just keep moving on from that. For your Earth Magic card, I got the Mountain here. And whenever I pull this card, I always bring up the quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. And it says, I am as strong as a mountain. My waters are as calm as its lakes. To stop from projecting this kind of energy so that you're not pushing away any potential people that are part of your soul tribe that you want to keep around. Always remember that it is your job to be in control of your emotions. The waters or the lake are your emotions. The mountains are your grounded foundation. So get out there, ground, and I would go with the chant, I am as strong as a mountain. My waters are as calm as its lakes. Remember, we cannot see the reflection if the water is turbulent. All right, who's that? Gemini, Cancer. Going on with Cancer, this beautiful full moon. Oh no, did y'all go outside last night? I mean, it was so crisp white and the planets are just so lit up right now. It's the only good thing about after the storms roll through is how clear the sky is. Enjoy it while it lasts. We can't see all the planets like this all the time, guys. It has to do with where their conjunctions and stuff are at the moment. Oh no, some people on the East Coast aren't going to be seeing nothing this weekend. They're going to be locked in their house getting blasted by a storm. But if you do live in an area where it's nice and cold and clear, go check out them planets. Get your little stargazing app. Cancer. All right, Cancer. So I'm seeing you coming from an energy of feeling really harmonized, quick thinking, perceptive, feeling like you had a good team around you there. But I do see a deception came in, right? And it was probably one of those deceptions that had to be revealed through layers, because with the angel card and everything else, it was like layers of intuition had to come out for this deception to come out. I feel like this is like within a group on your 3D level here. I do see that you see the synchronicities and you are in a very love energy frequency. So whatever this deception was really hurt you. Okay, so it really put a mental burden on what's going on. It's like, what? I thought I was in this loving, vibing energy. How did this deception come in? It's causing you a little bit of mental angst there. So let's see what the 40 has to say about that. That's too funny because you got the Queen of Swords again. It's like, what? I thought I felt very like in the zone. Like I could see, I could understand, I could perceive, But then I see this 3-party situation coming in. Now, this was right over your team. So this doesn't necessarily mean that somebody's cheating or something along those lines, but definitely someone was planting seeds of dissent between you and some other people that you're connected to. I feel like that was really the big deception, because the big deception right above it is the 10 of Cups. So it's almost like somebody planted a seed of dissent because they were jealous of your 10 of Cups. But you look so happy. I'm going to go and talk to him and tell him, when we went out last weekend, she was really talking with it. Whatever. I just feel like somebody's like planting that little seeds of nastiness on it. That's that third party. What somebody's nose is sticking into your business because they're just hateful, jealous people. So you just need to figure out who that is within your team that's planting that. High Priestess. Remember, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is a happy life, and that's manifested around you. If you allow sorrow and deceits and things like that in, it will mess with your 10 of Cups. Because the 10 of Cups is manifested by your own. All right. So if they're able to rock this person's emotions, don't let them rock your inner vibrations. You maintain your frequency, you maintain your vibe, and you will continue to broadcast this 10 of Cups regardless of who's got what freaking say about it. All right. I see you guys are good on that level. Your true soul connections are strong enough to withstand this. And as long as you maintain within your power, whatever they're going through, they'll go through and then they'll come back. Do you see the Star card? A lot of this stuff is still divinely guided. This is to bring hope and renewal. This is to, when you hit these peaks with some people where they cause these dramas and whatnot, if you choose not to engage in it, after a while, they shoot themselves in the foot. So just hold on to that. For your 5D message from the higher guides, now, I don't know what's going on. I see like maybe the connection is maybe somebody from your past or somebody that you have a really strong soul connection in that's really feeding this toxic energy. Because you got the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the 6 of Cauldrons, the Queen of Wands reversed, the Ace of Cauldrons reversed, and the 7 of Cauldrons reversed. And even this one, it's like a rejection. The only one that's up is the 6 of Cauldrons. And usually that's like the nostalgic card. But in this card, it's a rejection. She's rejecting somebody. So the feeling of a lot of this is caused by someone you've rejected, someone that you didn't have any passion for anymore, someone who you wanted to be an Ace of Cups, a beacon of love, and they were just not a beacon of love. They were just a drain on you. And the 7 reversed. They made you feel like you had no other options. So I'm saying, don't let that person. Because people think that 5D doesn't have any thoughts. Celestial energies are celestial energies. Angels and fallen angels exist on the same planes. So angels and demons exist on the same planes. You know, somebody takes it to that level, they take it to that level. I see this is where your toxic cord's coming from. So I would definitely suggest that you guys get in on our cord cutting ceremony and just really work on detaching on that cord on all levels. You want to detach from that cord on all levels, you know, because it's somebody you already rejected, but for some reason you're holding on some sort of guilt or whatever for them, and they're planting seeds of dissent throughout your life, and they're like getting into your teams and things like that. It will, you need to seize on that high priestess energy and really, you know, take control of your own emotions and what vibrations you're casting. And that'll reflect these people out. Eventually, they won't be able to get their energy in anymore. I know in doing a cord cutting, it could leave you feeling alone in the world, especially if you were dealing with someone who made you feel like you had no other options. That's some bull malarkey. You do deserve, you're not alone in this world. Solitary, but never alone. That is not how it works on these, you know, when you're riding all these frequencies with us, y'all. You know, if you're watching tarot readings and things like that, you're already working with multiple frequencies. You are not alone. Go turn to your guides, turn to that. You're not alone. You're in your sanctuary. The sanctuary card is learning to be alone, learning to love to be alone, learning on how to work through things and on things on your own and finding peace, not loneliness in your solitude. Once you're able to be alone with yourself, that's how you really, most people hit that 10 of Cups energy when they're not in a relationship. You hit 10 of Cups when you have your own space and you're handling your own business and you got all your own things, you know. Those are the highest vibing people that I know, are the ones that can be alone and be super happy and be in control of their things. You know, and you can have that too. And if you're with somebody who's causing you dissent, don't be afraid to cut cords from them, even if they're right there. You know, how much you feed that energy connection is always up to you. All right. That was what? Cancer? Leo? Leo rising here. These, of course, are always good for your sun, moons, and rising. Let me turn you around. I'm tired of dealing with myself upside down. All righty, Leo. Lot has been going on with you guys over the last few years. Trust me, I know, because I've been paying attention. Like I said, I'm a Leo rising. Shit's been crazy. Hey, Ralph. One more for my Leos. Leos, it's almost like not a lot has been going on for your sign besides the regular Alliance Gate portals, which happen all the time for y'all anyway. But it's been like the chaos of everybody around you. It's like everybody's distracted from just having a good time. And Leos love a party, so that's definitely been rough on everybody. I wish I could be more entertaining when I shuffle. But I've done the pre-shuffled videos, and I just always feel like people think I'm faking it when I do that. So it's just easy to go this way. Use my method for madness for shuffling, same as putting in spices in food. But just keep adding it until the spirits tell me that's enough. Alrighty, Leo, for your 4D line, I see you coming out of a massive time of recuperation, seizing on a passion for sure. I see a strong masculine, passionate energy here. You get the Six of Pentacles, and this one it has the golden dragon, and the Six of Pentacles is about being generous and giving, but the dragon is also kind of the hoarder of the shiny thing. So it's like kind of trying to find this balance between how much you want to give and how much you want to save for yourself. I always say, though, if you're doing something like in the lines of trying to create some sort of safety net or something for yourself, that has been a really good idea for a lot of people lately. Because a lot of people have been struggling with this whole sense of independence. And when you feel like you're in a trapped situation, sometimes the easiest way to not feel trapped and see if you're genuinely in a loving connection is to have some kind of safety net set up for you. So definitely be generous where you can be generous, but don't be generous till it's point where it's detrimental to you. All right. I do see, and now people wonder where I got the Seven of Cups as a player card. It's from this deck. This is someone who mingles a lot of energy with a lot of people. They have a lot of options, right? This is a masculine card in this deck, so it's kind of a guy. What does it say on it? It just says death something. But this is, and he's a skeleton. There's no flesh. There's no actual heart with this person, but he likes to pull on everybody else's heartstrings. So I'm seeing someone who may not be cheating, but definitely may have their feelers out in a lot of different areas. Leo, if this is you, knock it off. That is terrible to do to your connections. I don't care how stuck you feel. If you feel stuck and you're that miserable, leave. Do not put out feelers for a back burner, okay? And if you have somebody back burnering you, get rid of that shit. If you're with somebody who likes to back burner people, get rid of that shit. That is not good for your ego at all. And Leos, your ego is very important to you. Your confidence get blown. That is detrimental to y'all. All right? You are too charismatic and too beautiful to be dealing with that kind of energy. All right, so just be mindful of it. It's not showing it now. It was more towards coming in the future line, but just be aware. All right. Eight of Cups. I see that you've walked away from a lot of things, but in this deck, the Eight of Cups, he's walking towards the end of a pair. So it's like you walked away from a lot of things, but then you realize you walked in the wrong direction. You should have walked this way instead of this way. So now you've got to kind of turn around and walk past by what you walked away from. So I kind of even see this as maybe an energy that's coming back into play, like an ex that come back around, you went to the store and they were there with their new girlfriend, things like that of nature. But you're walking back past things you've walked away from in the past. And now this is also on the past side, so this would have been something that probably happened recently to you. I got the Queen of Pentacles here, but really just trying to ground down into your nurturing energy, just that Mother Earth energy, grounding down into it. You got the Aries there, got your back, fellow fire sign in this deck. And it's just like, yeah, it's finding peace in that grounding energy, working on things that you're passionate about. This is how you're distracting yourself and you're defending yourself from those past energies. It's like, what? They're shooting negative energy towards you, weird looks, gossip, whatever. And it's like, look, just because I don't want to be with you anymore don't mean I don't want to see you eat. I still want to see you eat, just not at my table. Is that Tupac, I believe? And that's that loving energy. But I don't want you to do badly. I'm glad that you're doing well, but yeah, just keep my name out your mouth, and I don't want to reconnect these puppet strings. Be mindful and engaging in this. You could reconnect all the cords that we're getting ready to cut this weekend with all our rituals. Okay? So just be mindful of that, because definitely 100% With fire signs, people love to get us fired up. And then they're like, you're the crazy one. But we pushed your buttons. We knew well aware that, you're a fire sign. You got buttons that are pushable. And they push your buttons and they poked with the fire and they poked with the fire. And then they burn themselves and then they cry the victim because they got burnt. So just be mindful of those type of energies. That's what I'm really getting with the that puppet card at the end. All right, we got the Four of Pentacles here again. So this is really the 5D is telling you. The 5D line here is a little rough right now to look at. Because I do see it was a very intense connection. Might have been something you even felt was divinely guided that you had to walk away from, that you've had to reface again recently. Because it was something you saw as stable, right? And it was something you saw as a divine 1111 doorway, portal, divine connection. But the illusions of it got shattered, right? I don't see any messages of love coming in from this person. So please don't grasp onto this energy if it's come back into your life. If you're playing on that twin flame, soulmate, craziness, what I'm going to wait. Please don't pull back into those type of puppet strings where they're like, you think you're going to wait on this person. They're not coming in. I don't see any victory. All right. That was really specific. I usually don't get into that kind of stuff, but if that's what you're dealing with, Leo, let go of what the illusions were. Okay? You got to let go of the illusions. And don't let the past come up and trip you up. I've dated Leos before, and I love you guys, but you do have a habit of leaving doors open in your past. And then you wonder why they rock your boat when they come back in. So just be mindful of that. Always, when dealing with these people, ask, is this me? Say this with empaths a lot too. Is this me? Is this actually how I feel? Is this how someone else wants me to feel? Is this how somebody else feels and not actually how I feel? Always be asking yourself, is this me? Are you a badass warrior? Controller of your own energy? Or are you easily engaged into things like that? Because if you are aware that people do that to you, the picking at your fire to get you, and then they go, oh, you're crazy. Is it you that's really causing that problem? No, definitely ask yourself those questions. It's time to gain some higher perspectives on this. I've said this before, we are a spinning ball spinning around the sun, hurtling through space on the galactic arm of a galaxy that's also moving towards blowing away from the galactic center of the universe. Change the perspective, take the outside perspective and really ask yourself the hard questions of, is that you? Is that who you want to be? Is it who you are? Because if it's not and you're not happy, recognize it. All right. Virgos. How are my favorite overthinkers doing this weekend? Hopefully not overthinking. I find that hard to believe. I love you guys so much. I do. With my Leo rising, I really like Virgos because you guys do think. So it's always in a very engaging conversation. Under Virgos. Muted air. I think I messed up on their wheel. I think I called them fixed. I made myself a little chart here, but I forgot which symbol was for what. So yeah, so I got you as what? Muted. Oh, no wonder. You allow yourself to change perspectives, but you got to be careful that you're not doing that in the middle of working with people because that messes them up. Oh, my goodness. Really now. All right, so we got 4 there. I hope you can't see my butt. Could you see my butt? I hope not. Oh, this is not a this is a tight space. And I have a big chair. All right. 5 cards did come out face up, so those are the ones that we are laying out for you. Who am I on? Virgo? Dude, I bent over the chair and somebody left the chat. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't do it on purpose. You got the same pants. Yeah, don't mess with me, man. These are my yoga pants. I'm going to be taking my walks and doing all that afterwards. Hey, at least my outfit matches. And yes, I'm a bit of a chunky girl. I ain't afraid to say it. I always say, too, when it comes to Rob and stuff like that, I always giggle. You know, guys who like bigger girls. I was just like, you know, chubby chasers have big D energy. No hating, y'all. No hating. That's why I say when it comes to like soulmates and twin flames and things of that nature, too. But your person is going to love you. They're going to love everything about you. There'll be no, I want you to lose weight. I want you to do this. They'll love you. They'll love you fat, skinny, whatever you are. You know, and that doesn't say that's not saying let yourself go. But you got baby pouch. You put on a little bit of extra weight here and there. Your weight fluctuates 10, 20 pounds throughout the year. Don't stress that, man. Your genuine love will not give you a hard time about that. And if you are stressing it, understand, and you're in a loving connection, then it's probably more you beating yourself up than your partner. I mean, if your partner's picking on you, then for sure let them go. But most of the time, it's just us. But it's us looking in the mirror, picking ourselves apart. And our partners are like, we love you. We don't care. It's a big thing, too. Men tend to also be feeders. And I don't know what it is with women. Yeah, we do kind of get complacent in relationships where when you're no longer trying to attract a mate, you tend to be able to put it on. And some of us just cycle like that. But I'm sorry, 3 days before my cycle, I have to eat everything in the house. I don't know why. Like I'm great the rest of the month, but for those couple of days, man, I will pack on a few pounds. All right, Virgo. I see you coming out of a player energy. So you're coming out of the player energy or you're walking away from a player energy. And I see you coming away from an overindulgence in one area or another. So that's awesome. I see the 4 of Wands here. So I do see a doorway, but it is still kind of guarded at the moment. I do got the voodoo magic card here. Oh my God. So I got the voodoo magic card here and the 8 of Swords. So I definitely feel like this doorway is locked to you somehow. And you're trying to figure out how to get your way through it. And you feel trapped still. I will say, in the 3D, magic really only goes so far works for certain things. When it comes to actual personal connections, the doorway is usually guarded by a mirror, and it's just you reflecting back at yourself. You're so scared of some sort of rejection or something along those lines that keep you from going through that door. It's usually not blocked by the other person. All right. I see you coming out of a massive rite of passage. This is your 40 line now. So for your inner minds, you're coming out of a massive rite of passage. You're seeing where you have been played and interfered with and puppet strings have been put on you. I see massive balance on the 40. Massive balance. Ton of grounding, nurturing energy, really nurturing the ground that you stand on and honoring where you are right now. But I do still see you coming into still being in the hermit mode for a while longer, still needing to be detached, still needing to work through a lot of things, which is fine. You are allowed to do that, and those around you should understand when people need space, especially those of us who work within the spiritual communities and things like that. But we tend to need a little bit more space than other people beyond doing what we do as our job and as our work, and doing tarot readings and working with energies and castings and things of that nature. We need recuperating space. There's a dog stretching on a chair over there. Looks like a reindeer. We do need a lot of recuperating time and a lot of recuperating space and a lot of alone time. And it seems very weird to people who don't understand what it's like to be alone. It's like, what, you're shoving me away just to be alone? It's like, don't be afraid to explain why you need your alone time and what you're doing with it. I'm going to play with my singing bowls and my crystals and just retune my frequencies. Your tribe, the person you're meant to be with, will understand what you're doing. Even if they don't understand exactly what you're doing, they will understand your need and allow you to do it. All right. I do see that you've come over a major deception and a tower that had happened. Right. And you've really put yourself towards skills, rebuilding on skills and making changes in that way. So you've learned a lot from this tower, and you're redoing, and you're coming into definitely a 9 of Cauldrons. But what were we just talking about at the beginning? Right? We just talking about overindulging in food and celebration and yummy, because you're in such a happy energy. And that's kind of how we get hooked on the food addictions anyway. A lot of our unhealthy attachments to food come from holidays, anytime it's winning baseball games, you go out for ice cream. Holidays, everybody gets together, has a good time, eats lots of food, gets full. Oh, it feels so good. Thanksgiving. I'm getting this a lot for Thanksgiving too. So just be mindful of that when you're coming into these energies. Enjoy it without being too gluttonous, okay? Now I do see, and with the duality, the karma card here is reversed. So there is some karma that you have not cleared yet, and it doesn't look like you're going to be clearing it this weekend. But that is fine. You are still allowed to have a good time. Don't eat all your kids' Halloween candy. Have a good time. And, the karma will work itself out. And if you don't work it out in this lifetime, you get more chances, y'all. If you had any idea how many times you have to do it before you learn all the lessons and everything else, you wouldn't stretch it so much. Honor these as a cycle. So you didn't get to it this Mercury retrograde. There'll be another. There'll be another. My mom's out there. You know what I'm talking about. But don't eat all their candy. Make yourself a stash. Take a vegetable bag and steal all your Snickers and Reese's and put them in there. But don't eat them all that night while your kids are sleeping. Naked before the stars. There is with all the energies that we're working with this week, and I said, we've discussed it in our group, that it's not really a manifesting moon, not Samhain. That's not when you're manifesting and asking for shit. That's when you're honoring your ancestors, you're humbling yourself to your guides, you're cutting toxic cords. It's a very releasing moon and opening energy towards guidance. So it's a humbling energy that you should be in this weekend. And the new moon promise, right? So think about whatever intentions you set with the new moons. New moons, you should be planting seeds of intentions. Full moons is when they come to fruition. The promise card here also talks to you to remind you that, yes, we make a lot of promises to those around us, but do not forget about the promises you have made to yourself, okay? If you got someone who's constantly making you break promises to yourself, things that make you feel better about yourself, then that's something you need to look at and need to work with. But it's definitely a loving energy where there's a lot that can still be healed and done with. Like I said, humble yourself to your guides. Remember that you make promises to yourself as well, and they're just as important to keep as the promises that you make to others. Woo! That was heavy, Virgo. What we got next? Libra. Libras. How's my zodiac opposites? I love Libras. I hope you guys are doing well. I know you're probably bummy this weekend. You're probably about to break some rules and go hang out and do things that you're not supposed to do, because bottling y'all up is like trying to catch the wind. And we're cardinal fire. You're cardinal air, man. My best friend's been a Libra since I was 13, man. And yeah, my best friend from the 2nd grade was an Aries. So we always get along with that fellow cardinal signs for some reason. Let's pop it off. Let's do something. Let's have some fun. I don't know. I know a few Libras, and they've really gone through it over the last year or so. So, especially last year, I think it was really hard on Libras. So, sending you guys tons of love. I know you guys have been through a lot. Let's see how your Halloween weekend is looking. Anyone who's ever like dated a Libra or anything else like that, I was talking about like very similar to the Virgo energy of needing space. It's not so much that they need space. They need strangers to talk to. They need a room. They need a group. They need to activate a lot. They need to talk, they need to get out there. And listen, my phone was going off when we were first starting. That was a Libra. They're multiple texters too. You either get one long message, or you get a whole bunch of really short messages that jump subject really quickly. Depends on how excited they are. All right, Libra. Nothing but love for you guys. Nothing but love. You're one of my favorite signs for sure. All right, so I have the Jack of Pentacles here. So it's almost like been wearing a mask. And just sticking to the routine. I'm getting a lot of routine and just putting on the show, just rolling through it. But I do see there's like the universe has been trying to educate you on something that you've been looking away from. You got the 3 of Hearts here. So the 3 of Cups is all about friendship and community. So I'm not sure what it is that you're blinding yourself from. Something that's in your web, for sure, because there's a spider card on here. But you've been focused more on your friends in your community than you have been on whatever this that you're blinding yourself. So it's kind of like your home life. Well, you're kind of blinding yourself to something in your home life, and you're focusing more on the community and your friends. And that is an escapism thing. It's still an 8 of Swords escapism. Just because you're not trapped at the house and you're running around like a lunatic, you're still hiding yourself from certain aspects that you need to address. And sooner or later, you are going to have to speak your mind and defend yourself from whatever this energy is that you've been kind of blinding yourself to. On the 40 level, I see that a lot of what you've been trying to do is just trying to defend yourself, trying to move on. So it says swiftness. So you think that you've been moving forward really fast in certain areas, and you're defending yourself well from the energies. I see that you are, ace of cupping it. What? I'm going to focus on broadcasting as much love as I can to all my friends and those around me. I am a fountain of love. But in your fountain of love, I still see the Tower is still in the middle here. It is still unavoidable. As much as you're distracting yourself with your routine to not see that the Tower is falling, getting ready to fall down and the storm's coming in. And look, the massive enlightenment comes from these Tower moments. So don't be afraid of it. It's just some change, y'all. It's just some change. 2 of Wands. As soon as it happens, then you can see where it is that you want to go and what directions you're heading in. And then we got the 7 of Swords. All right. So once it all comes down, it's a matter of seeing where you're going and then battling that between being, feeling like you were deceived. All right. See, that is the energies that you're coming into. Whew. If that's not a mix, a hodgepodge right there. Talk about duality, Libra. Balance your scales. Balance your scales, y'all. You can't be all lean to one side or lean to the other. You guys got to balance that out. That is what you guys came to do. Avoiding balancing your scales is dangerous. All right. So I got Page of Pentacles. So I've got messages of not love so much, but messages of like ideas, things along business routes and things of that nature, things that you could be making, things that you could be doing, things of that nature. I do see a hard truth that does need to come into play. So it's like your mind is split all the way up to the 5D. It's like what? One area I'm thinking about all these nuances, and the other area I'm like, I gotta call a truce with this person. Definitely see a 3-party situation. These 2 guys fighting back her here, and she's just crying. Because why? Because she's a Libra. She loves everybody. Her planet is Venus. So they're pains in the butts with that. And, everybody falls in love with them. And now they're fighting over here because you don't know how to speak what you want all the way down to the 3D so that people aren't confused in the 5D. The strong message I'm getting for y'all, all right? But true to form, for this weekend, I do not see you bringing any of that out into the light. I think this is an inner turmoil in your own head. This is you in your own mind are having a 3-party situation yourself. These 2, even though it's not going down in the 3D, these 2 still feel it, and it's causing a lot of tension. But you're going to go ahead and leave that in the darkness for right now. You're not going to own it. You're not owning it. And it's fine. It might not be your time. It's not my place to tell you whether you should or you shouldn't. Everybody's situation is very particular to your situation. You might have your reasonings for why you're deciding to keep fighting this, but you do need to go inside and figure out what it is you really want out of this world, who it is you really want, and how you're going to resolve this. I'm not saying you have to do it this weekend. It's Halloween. Have your fun. But understand, like I said with retrogrades, if you don't address it this retrograde, it will just come back the next one. So definitely try to, maybe after this weekend, schedule your sometime next week to process an actual plan, all right? Take care of your body. Y'all got so much coming out of your mouth. You guys tend to forget to put stuff in it. Take care of your body. Eating too much is dangerous, which is what the Virgos was getting. But not eating enough is just as dangerous. The temple of my body, all right? Take care of your vessel. You don't get to cry when your car breaks down and it's got no oil in it, no water, no nothing because you've never been checking on it. Message for you too, check your cards. It's Mercury retrograde, guys. You should do that. Beginning of every Mercury retrograde should be a time to check your oil and your fluids in your vehicle. Also take a health check-in. See where your body's at, okay? Universe is sending you out a big message of saying if you don't want to address it this weekend, it's fine. It's supposed to be effortless. It might not be your place to resolve this issue. It might be those two's place to resolve this issue. So just keep going with the flow. Y'all are pretty good at that. Keep going with the flow. Keep following your synchronicities. Keep following your signs, and you will be doing all right. As always, get out into nature. All right. That was Libra, Scorpio. Happy birthday. Scorpio, probably one of the most worst reputation signs in the zodiac, which I find hysterical. Because you guys really aren't that terrible. You're just kind of anal. When somebody asked me earlier today, they were like, why is Scorpio a water sign? And I was like, they're like, why is Scorpio a water sign? Why is Aquarius an air sign? And why is Sagittarius a fire sign? And I was like, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's, it's the wheel, and the wheel rotates earth, air, fire, water. It also rotates cardinal, fixed, and mutable. But yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of Aquarius get upset when they're called water signs. A lot of Scorpios people think they should be an earth sign. But if you think about it, Scorpions are nothing but landlocked lobsters. They're in the same family. That's why they're a delicacy in some areas. What? They're land lobsters. One comedian talked about that again. Crabs and lobsters are just sea bugs. He's like, they got spiddly little bugs. Spiddly little legs like a bug. They got exoskeleton like a bug. They pretty much are bugs. But with that exoskeleton, I think that describes Scorpios pretty well. They have a hard exoskeleton. They got a stinger full of venom that could get you. But also, if you crack them open, they're just ooey gooey mess inside. Right. One of my favorite persons in the world, my grandmother's a Scorpio. It's my definition of the evolved version of that sign. I think a lot of Scorpios' biggest problem that you guys have is you're very perceptive. But almost you can be over perceptive to the point where it almost creates kind of like a paranoia. Never eaten a scorpion, but I don't know. Oh man, all right. Woo. All right, this is true to Scorpio fashion. It's pretty obviously clear that you're protecting one thing on the 3D, but what you got going on the rest of your levels is completely different. So, energies are moving out of a lot of harmony, a lot of seeing where you were going. A very passionate masculine energy here in the middle of your 3D. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. What? Oh, to everybody in the world, you are hunky-dory fabuloso right now, huh? But let's see what's really going on. I mean, that's a beautiful energy to be in. But remember, the universe does not respond to what you project or what you pretend to be. The universe responds to what you actually are. What you actually are is someone who has walked away from something, but you got to turn around and walk back past it in order to move on. But you didn't walk in the right direction per se. You just walked to the end of the pier, and now in order to move on from this emotionally in the 4D, to let go of these things, you have to come back and walk past those cups again without picking them up. Get the King of Pentacles here. What you're trying to root this moving on energy into your 3D. The Chariot. The universe doesn't really care what you're trying to hold on to. This is past energies too. So the universe really doesn't care what you're trying to hold on to. It's like, here we go. Here we go. We're going to roll right on along. So you might as well pick what you're passionate about. As long as you pick who and what you are passionate about, you will have genuine victory. You just need to make sure that you recognize who it is you have passion about. And I'm sorry, but if you're on 3D and you're in a 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups in the 3D already, don't trip up on walking past somebody in the past. Don't let that ruin it. The universe pulled you in a healthy direction towards a lot of passion and victory. Stay on that. trying to keep these from flipping around too much. All right. So a card that fell out while I was trying to shuffle was the Magician reversed. So I see a lot of things, a lot of hard time tapping into that 5D and really holding the frequency. I do see that you were pulled into it and you were like, oh, the sun. Oh, this is so great. And then, I took a bad leap of faith, bad messages on love, going into overindulging to kind of hide the fact that you might have made a mistake or you're thinking about. There's a lot going on in this. This is the energy. You made a leap and you don't really feel a whole lot of love and you're overindulging to hide yourself from it. So it's like, I'm feeling like this is the person that you're playing the 9 of Cups with from the 3D line. It's like, what? I did feel it. I took the leap and then I quickly didn't feel it anymore. It's one of those things, as soon as I got what I wanted, and I don't think I really wanted it. I don't think this is what I really wanted. I'm gonna overindulge. You're gonna have somebody who's helping you overindulge, someone who likes to see you overindulge. And that's not love. What? They just want you messed up. It's a karmic cycle. It's a karmic cycle. It's something that you came here to clear. This is something that you need to get control over. This is... All right, so they filled your cup while you were asleep. It's your choice to drink that cup in the morning. You don't have to drink what they're pouring into your cup. That's how you're losing your power. I'm definitely getting a sense of like somebody who likes you to be messed up. That's how they have fun with you. And now that you're trying to like kind of clean up your act or, things like that, trying to get yourself under control. Now it's like, you're not fun. You're not in that lovey energy unless you have something to help you be in that lovey energy. And that's not, or it's stuff. They like it because it'll get you to break your character. It's really what I'm getting for you guys. Stone people, be vigilant of that kind of energy. And today for tomorrow. So are you trading today for tomorrow? You know what? Oh, maybe it'll be better tomorrow. Maybe they'll get over it tomorrow. Maybe they'll stop asking me to do things I don't like tomorrow. No, tomorrow they're going to come home with more of whatever it is that gets you to do the things that you don't really like to do, but you do for them. This is a very specific message for a very certain Scorpio I'm feeling, and it's kind of tripping me out. So we shall move on. That is your message, Scorpio. Be vigilant of people who are doing that to you. Also, be vigilant of whose energy actually brightens you up and whose energy dims your shine. Don't focus all your energy on the person that you're having a hard time with. Try to focus some of your energy. Take a cue from Libra. Don't do it to the point where you're distracting yourself completely, but definitely take a moment to, spend some time with some loving, genuine connections, even if it's just on the phone or whatever. Reach out and, find you some love. Sagittarius. How's my fellow fire signs doing? I'm a Saggy moon. As always, these readings are always, earth, air, fire, water. Sun, moon, risings, and Venus. I would say more sun, moon, risings. I try to stay away from love, but I mean, that is the number one thing that catches people's attention, right? But the human condition, what we love. We can't help it. It's the most alluring thing. At least that's what you've been programmed to believe, and that's what a lot of you guys follow. I don't know. Saggies are muted, so they can flop back and forth on some of that. Whoo! Oh. All right. Y'all got my attention. Getting into it now, Sag. I got you. Slide these a little bit. My stacks are getting tall. Don't mind me, I'm an old lady. I got to keep switching positions or my back starts to hurt with my granny shawl here. One more. Probably going for a hot minute, huh? All right. What road, George? All right, Saggy, what did you do? Did I say that, Magical? I hope I didn't. I didn't mean to if I did. You're old. Oh, if I'm old, you're an antique. That's too funny. All right, Sag. What do we got here, Hunter? What did you cast? Because this is moving away from in your on your 3D line. So you casted something for sure. And I see a lot of love was put behind it with this Ace of Cups. So you casted something in a very loving energy. But I do feel like it was something in your past. And then you got the Three of Cups here. So it could have even been something involving friendships. And I see a Five of Swords. So your 3D line, whatever you casted is coming back around. So I'm seeing that, like, in the past you casted something. You were a very loving energy. And then it's almost like you released it. You know, you're like, oh, I'm going to let it go with that loving energy and focus on my friendships and stuff like that. But because you casted this cord, it comes back and causes some conflict for you. Ooh. And what does that do? That knocked you off balance. What? Ooh. What? I thought, yeah, you casted something. You did something. You created an energy cord, or you connected a cord, or you worked on that. So this is a reversal of your energies. But now this is the past. So along with that casting, you were unbalanced probably when you casted it. And then you were able to release it. And then that's how you get into what? I love the universe. The universe loves me. I am guided. This is Princess of Cups. But I give gratitude to the universe and bring out to them, and the universe brings to me. And I'm going to follow my synchronicities, and I'm going to be in Nine of Cup mode. So it's really, you moved on from this casting. I think whatever it was is coming back. So Nine of Cups and the Four of in your 4D line here. So I really see a balanced, loving energy around you. A leap of faith is coming again. You know, the universe just likes to test you. What? Do you still believe in what you have been working on? Do you still believe in yourself? All right. Is really what it's going for. Princess of Swords, just putting it out there. You know, the swords are always, you know, thoughts and words, perception. The princess can be kind of curious and energetic, but be mindful that you're not just swinging your sword at butterflies, right? Because you might say something, do something, hurt somebody that you don't mean to, and it'll make you look bad. I always say that with the immature sword energies. Just be mindful. Some words can't be taken back once they're said. Once you crumple up a piece of paper, it'll never go out flat again. All right, so energies you were moving away from. I see a King of Pentacles, definitely a very controlling, disciplined, controlling, Satyrian energy. You know, that you Eight of Cups. You're like, frick this and all the gossip and drama it causes. Screw you guys. I'm taking my cups. I'm going home. You know, You can stay back there and gossip about it if you want to. I'll leave you a couple of cups so you can find me, but I'm going. And then I see definitely a Knight of Cups and a Page of Cups. So a very loving, charming, charismatic person came in. So you walked away from this one. This energy comes in. What? Lots of offers of love. Someone who seems very, very passionate, very adventureful, very enthusiastic, and making all kinds of discoveries. But I do see it's like they presented themselves as a little bit more mature than they were. It's like, I'm so mature. Look what I can offer you. I have this cup I learned from the king that I can hold it like this, and look at the flowers I put in it for you. And doesn't it look pretty and nice and smell good? And then the page is like, I don't know how to write love letters, type deal. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off all like that, but it's kind of like that immature energy bouncing back and forth. Like, yeah. And I see it's like there was grand offers and then they were getting smaller and smaller. And this is weird that it's on the 5D line, because it's almost like, because this is on the 5D line, it was like there was a grand connection, but it kind of whittled a little bit, and you're concerned that there might be a tower coming with it, because that connection went from this grandioso, big show to less and less, and you're worried that it's going to go less and less and less until it is towered, or you're worried that this is going to be towered. So now you had a lot of beautiful, beautiful cards in that spread, and a lot of positive energy. And yeah, you've been knocked off balance, and yeah, you have gone through a lot. A lot of us have this last 2 years. Don't forget on all the things that you have accomplished. Do not let the past come in and make you feel like the connections that you have now are less than what they were before. Don't start comparing connections to each other. That's not cool to do either, all right? Definitely don't put on a mask. Don't fake it. People can always tell when there's a faking going on. That could also be another reason that the connections are feeling less than what they were before. If you're faking it in any way, you cannot fake 9 of Cups. You would genuinely had that in the heart of your spread. So you have full access to that energy, and I see things around you as relatively all right. It's the chaos around you. Karma will come back. If you did any type of castings or anything else like that on somebody in the past and they're coming back around to you, wearing a mask and pretending like you didn't do anything wrong isn't going to help you at all. You need to go ahead and face it and own it and be yourself. Be like, look, okay, I did that in the past, but that is not who I am anymore. I'm not wearing that mask, and I'm not wearing a new mask. This is who I am, okay? And if you're feeling too heavy and you don't want to deal with it at all, Sag, go ahead and shake it off, right? Dance around, get moving, burn off some of your energy. You guys can get very, very bored very, very easily. Go have some fun. Go play a prank on somebody. Go do something fun or funny. You guys are good at that. I'm on a kick again right now. It's just, I don't know. I love Saggy energy, but when you guys get bored, that can also make it feel like your connections are boring. But you guys are fire energy. You have the ability to go ahead and spark a fire under anybody. You're mutable, and you're definitely more goal oriented than most, but yeah, have some fun. Then they wore off and dealing with the work part. Pretty much, yeah. The fluctuation of the All right. So that was our Saggies. Capricorn. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. The devil card. I love you guys. My son's a Capricorn. He used to call it a goaticorn. I don't want to be a goaticorn. I'm like, it's Capricorn. It's a goat fish. He's not thrilled with that. But you guys' challenge definitely with coming in with that energy of balancing intimidation and addiction and things of that nature. I mean, it's not an easy path to choose. And you come with like this ginormous heart, which leads you into a lot of addictions. What you can be addicted to love. When you don't get the love, you can become addicted to other things. You just guys got to be really careful. You're an older sign. You know, I always say Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are the old people of the zodiac. I laugh. I say my son is like a 90-year-old man in a little kid body. And he's over all kid stuff already. Like, he wants to be a kid and he likes to engage with kids, but at the same time, he's like over their shenanigans at the same time. Ooh. Capricorn. You guys are looking pretty good. Bet you guys are all relieved that all those planets are direct in your sign and getting ready to get out of it. I know I would be if I was y'all. I'm ready for those planets to get out of your sign. Please, can you just get into the Aquarius detached part of it? We've all been in it, doing this work on the difference between intimidation and respect and addictions and structure and all that other stuff, all wrapped around, you know, that Capricornian energy, work, all that. It's been nuts. So any Cappy that's still rolling with these times, I am 100% proud of you. All right. So moving out of, I see that you really saw an energy that you were getting into, and I really saw that you saw a lot of potentials with the Ten of Pentacles here. So a lot of definitely manifesting abundance in 3D. You had a vision of that. I do see that you did have to move on from something though. And it was definitely a choice to juggle and make the change. But whatever decision that was, 10 of Cups, it was a good decision for you. So whatever decision you've made recently in the 3D, especially if you've been doing all that inner work, that was a good decision for you. You're moving right along into... Move away from what you need to move away from and keep following whatever that visionary that you had for the 10 of Cups. Just because you got to move on from something doesn't mean that is the change you need to bring the catalyst that you want to get that 10 of Cups. So keep on keeping on, Cappies. What? We came this far. Might as well keep going, right? What we got? On your 40 line, abundance, right? And there's the 3 of Cups is abundance in this. Abundance, connections, more than just romantic, platonic friendships, strong ones coming in. Wheel of Fortune being pulled along, by the universe here. Get the monkey, the lion, and the gator again in this one. It's also the completion of a cycle with the Wheel of Fortune next. It is the 10 card. So you've completed a big cycle. I got the Prince of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles here. So really putting in your energy to start something along these paths and then really building upon that. This is beautiful. Ace of Pentacles, building upon it and then crowning it out into the 3D. So this is all right above that 10 of Cups, guys. Cappies, this is amazing, man. Amazing. Yes, you have been making the right decisions. You have been doing the hard work. You have been doing it to it, man. This is the best reading yet, I think, out of all the signs that we've gotten so far. All right, so I do see you did have to move on from some deceptions. But there you go, 3 of Cauldrons again, celebrations. Woohoo! What? With people that genuinely lighten you up and brighten you up. All right, 9 of Swords. There is still a little bit of that mental angst. What? I wasted time. What if I could have salvaged that connection? What if I could have done this? What if I could have done that? That person's still thinking about me. So that energetic cord still tugs on me every now and then. Move on from it. You know, let it go. Pay attention to what you need to pay attention. See, this is her ignoring the important things around her and worrying about something off here in the side. Go ahead and let that go. That's that 9 of Cups. And then you got the 9 of Pentacles. As soon as you let it go and you focus on the gratitude around you, it's attitude of gratitude at that point. What the more I am grateful for, the more comes in to be grateful for. You know, and people who were deceivers that needed to be cut out, they needed to be cut out. There's no sense in it, right? Here it is. It was either going to be the triumph of the lies of that person, the triumph of lies, or you were going to explode. So if you exploded, you made the right choice. It's after the volcano explodes and expands the island. The island is bigger. It's refertilized. It's ready to be farmed again. It's more fertile than it's ever been before. But it takes the explosion to even create it to begin with. It's either that or you can stay in your little peaceful world of lies. So hopefully most of you have already moved on from that. And yeah. Okay. Whew. What do we got now? Aquarius. What have you got going on? My aqua babies. A lot of the captains I know are working on it. But, all right, let's see what aquas are working on. She caught my attention while I was shuffling too, and then she was on the bottom of the deck, so I figured I'd show her to y'all. The High Priestess is peeking and winking at y'all. One more. All right now. It's so confusing. Here we go. So I see the King of Cups making a major breakthrough, right? But it's like as soon as you broke through that wall, you felt like you were trapped and that you're stuck in like a mental prison and that you're trying to get back into your power, but I'm almost seeing like you're using dark energy to try to do it. What? I got nothing wrong with hoodoo, voodoo, things of that nature, honoring the ancestors, but be very mindful that you're not taking it to a dark place when you are casting. If you're going to be casting, make sure that you're coming from a loving light energy space, because if you're manifesting from a negative energy space, you are manifesting negative energy through you, projecting it out, it will come back to you. So just be mindful that that's not how you're going to try to get out of this mental prison. All right? Because it started out so great, controlling your emotions, breaking through a major barrier, but then immediately you're like stuck. And if you're going to use magic to get out of it, do not negatively cast, for sure. Do not negatively cast at anybody. I always tell people, anybody who feels like they curse generally is someone who curses and they curse themselves, because you manifest that energy through you, cast it out, bring it back to you. For your 40 line, I got the King of Swords that was right over the King of Cups, right? So it's the King of Swords, then the Prince of Cups. So it's almost like you broke through this barrier with love, and then you were very into clear thinking, intellectual, seeing which way you can take it. Prince of Cups, what I was very loving in my offers. I offered a lot of things. Ace of Swords, I was very clear and concise. My thoughts, my words, everything was focused in a solid area. Dude, these are you, Aquarius. These are your cards. This is the male air sign card, and this is just air signs in general card there. But especially this is fixed air. This is the fixed air card. Problem is, I have a feeling that you had a lot of expectations on others, and that is going to bring in a tower in some areas for you on the 40 levels for sure. Yeah. Be mindful of the expectations you put on others. I gave that message, I'm not sure earlier in this one or in the one this morning, but the big message I always get with this is expectations. Make sure that you're living up to all your own expectations before you put too many on others, okay? Whenever you think that somebody else needs to do some work, look at what you need to work on. And a tower doesn't necessarily mean the end. Sometimes you're shaken down to the core, to the bottom, so you can shift through the foundations and see what in there caused the foundations to crack. Can it be fixed? Can you rebuild the tower in a different way? But you can never reach it if you never allow the tower to fall. All right. But I do see once this tower comes, you do have the Three of Wands here, a very solid area of direction that you would like to move in. So it's like once the tower falls, then suddenly you see where all the movement can be made. All right. On the 5D level, it's like King of Swords reversed. What? I don't understand none of this. I don't know what's going on when it reaches these levels. I can't clearly think when I'm connected to these lines. It's very, very weird, right? So that's the energy that you're moving away from. And what was the acceptance here? The acceptance was what? I am being divinely guided. It is not my job to figure it out. I don't need to know everything. I just need to be able to listen to my angels and my guides, and they will help me save these energies. It's almost like I said in this card, it's like the divine feminine energy was drowned, and now the masculine energy is trying to pull it out of the water, and he's looking to the angels and all of this to for guidance on how to balance it back out. And I see that you've got it though, because right after that you have the Queen of Cauldrons. So this is, the Queen of Cups upright. She's the most calm, intuitive, compassionate card, right? So it's almost like it was so confusing, but you did manage to heal this energy and balance that out within yourself and within those, with those around you. So that's definitely, that is great. That is great. Because it's like he was reversed. Why was he reversed? Because this was going on. And now that you've listened to your guides and everything and healed that energy is healed for you. And it's bringing that energy, that calm, intuitive, loving, compassionate energy for you to be able to use as well. A lot of people have been having to balance out the masculine and feminine, not just within their relationships, but within themselves. And now I got the Four of Pentacles here. So it's like you're kind of worried about where your energy is going. You want stability in all your connections, and it's hard to do that, especially on the 5D level, but because we're all working on it. We all are not really super in control of our energies all the time. We slip up, we fall, we get mad, we stub our toes. Things do happen. So it's just a matter of not so much as is it stable, like is it a constant at this, or is it at least evenly doing this? You know what I'm saying? It's it's a measurable, like a sound wave. The frequency is a wave, and that wave is relatively stable. It's not having extreme spikes up and down. Makes sense to you guys? I do see another leap of faith coming for you soon, though. I do see another one coming up with you soon. Like I said, this is just a weekend forecast for y'all. So I do see a leap of faith needing to come out or coming out. As always, we will always tell you, always take a leap of faith. Make sure that you're taking a leap of faith. And with this deck, it's really make sure that whatever this is, and I always say this is like The leap of faith is letting someone walk away in this deck, right? This person's packed up and they're wedding away, and she holding her eye, baby's hands being burnt. She's not paying attention to the baby, and the baby's getting into the fire. So this leap of faith is really making a leap of faith to pay attention to what you need to pay attention to and allow things to leave that need to leave. This leap of faith is really trusting that the universe is working for you. If it is removing somebody, it is removing somebody on purpose to help you because you were being distracted by that person from the connections that you really needed to be focusing on the most. Whew. All right. I got gilded regret here. Gilded regret is being codependent on somebody for financial situations. Or you're just staying with somebody because they're super pretty or super cute, but they're really superficial and you don't like it. Or you have to fake it all the time with that person because they're so high maintenance, things of that nature, right? There's one woman on The View who says her husband's never seen her without makeup. Not a lot of us can live in that kind of world, but never. You go to bed. I put light makeup on when I go to bed. Woman, you're insane. A lot of us don't want to, aren't gonna. It's never gonna happen for us. We're never gonna be that person who's polished every single day, every moment. That's the gilded regret. This is just too much to take on. But it is calling you to stay crystal focused on the areas that you have been working on, especially with all these retrogrades. If you've managed to manifest a lot for yourself this year, keep crystal focused on what your actual goals are. Crystal focused on maintaining your own frequency. So your frequency is like this. And if their frequency is not matching yours, you got to let them do what they're going to do, let the universe do what it's going to do. You maintain your frequency. I'd say you guys are all like very unique crystals. And as every crystal has its own certain frequency that complements other crystals. If you're into making grids and things like that, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's what it is. And focusing your energy. Can you get all those crystals to work together to focus energy? If not, shuffle it around. You make sure that your crystals are focused. Make sense? I hope so. Aquarius are usually good at understanding all the fun different aspects and metaphors and whatnot. All right. Whew, Pisces, last one. Wow, took almost 2 hours to do this. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a 2-hour one every Friday, but I have to find a way to trim this down. I've been having fun, though. Pisces. Call the Pisces the crazy cat ladies of the universe. It's not a bad term. It's just you guys got like these giant bleeding hearts and you want to help people all the time. It's not a bad quality to have. Yeah, I agree with you on that, Ralph. Natural is the most beautiful. It's not so much, I understand, like, if you like, I like to put my eyeliner on before I come on camera, or if you're going out to dinner and things like that. But you should be able to be all natural with your partner. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Where are you going? Get me some shelves or something. right, Pisces, on your 3D line, is a lot of conflict. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't seen this much conflict on this many people in a hot minute. So I got conflicts with your pack, third-party conflicts, a deceit here in the middle, 5 of Swords, more conflicts after that. And then after all the conflicts, I do see you have a solid set on where you want to go. Like, I do finally see with this 3 of Swords here, it's like, what? Forget all you guys. I'm hopping on my dragon and I'm getting away from whatever the fuck this is. Like, what kind of shit show is this, y'all? And it's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And I feel bad for whoever you're done with, because usually when a Pisces is done, they're done. You know, when they've made their decision to move on from something, I don't care what that problem is. It's not my fucking problem. That's when Pisces are done. And they can be scary when they're done. My sister's is a Pisces. So it's like, and I love her to death, but yeah, she can hold a grudge longer than anybody I know. Can't say that I blame you. That's a lot of drama. And I have a feeling that you've probably been dealing with other people going through their own spiritual awakens and revelations and things of that nature. And it's just like, what? And you're just like, oh my God, could you guys cause any more chaos? I just want to pet my freaking cats and relax and love on things. I'm tired of defending myself even to the 4D right now. So I see that you really jumped into, from that 3D line, it was like, putting up the shields. I'm blocking off all this outside energy for a while. I'm going to work on making a change. I'm going to cast some solid judgments on what connections I want to continue to nurture and bring in. Like I said, we were doing this cord cutting tomorrow night in the silver cord. And I said, we're going to cut all cords attached to us. And now it's up to you, once you do a cord cutting or something along those lines, on which cords you want to reconnect and rejoin. I also see this as a very cleansing card. Cleansing yourself of these energies, acknowledging the divine. I love the Judgment card in this deck. It's also 20, which is the completion of another cycle there. All right, we got the Star card here. Hope and renewal. So like I said, renewing the strength and doing a renewal. And then you got the 6 of Swords reversed here. So I'm seeing that you're going to reconnect from people that you don't want to move away from or move on from. Like, I defended myself from those I didn't want to. I made some interchange. I casted some solid judgments. I know we say do not judge, but sometimes it's a judgment. It's not judgment on them. It's judgment on how much you can handle. It's like, it's not that I don't love you any less. I just can't get connected to this energy cord while you're spinning out of control. Right? And there is some hope and renewal that comes in after that. But I do see there are some energies that you're having a very hard time moving away from. And it's kind of it in the 6 of Swords, I always say, is the rite of passage card. And it is a rite of passage. It's, can you genuinely, you can make all those changes within yourself and you can say you cut the cord, but did you really cut the cord? If you're going to cut the cord, you got to let it go. So if you were unable to move on from some, and like I said, don't beat yourself up too much about it. There's so much more that goes on with these soul contracts that people don't even realize. All right, so for your 5D, I see a hermit mode, regaining strength with it, getting back on that wheel of fortune, lots of opportunities coming in, and messages about things that you're passionate about coming in. So the work you have been doing, Pisces, is about to massively pay off. That's a beautiful, beautiful spread, for your 5D level. So while your 3D was the shit show, your 5D was realigning itself, and you were on a good line with that. Energy-wise and everything else, you're on an awesome line with that. So it's like the opposite, right? Mirror, mirror. Everybody else is having problems on all the other lines, but their 3D looks like it's fantastic. So your 3D looks like it's a shit show, but you're more emotionally and mentally balanced than the rest of us that have been struggling through these retrogrades. All right. Revenge. What did I say in the beginning about letting go of those grudges? Don't hold on to grudges, y'all. There's no sense in holding on to anger and hate and all that, and then being mad and all that other stuff. You gotta let it go. All right. Gotta release the grudges. This doesn't mean you have to reconnect with these people, but you have to let go of the toxic thoughts that you have about them. Okay? A dawn and new beginnings are coming for you. It is right around the corner there, right? Look how pretty and peaceful that lake is, right? You don't even need to paddle. You're just going to follow the flow, right? This is mountain water here. What? Gravity pulled. It only flows in one direction. There's no tides pulling on this. Keep going with the flow. You know, just because it's not manifesting right away in your 3D right now because of all the conflicts you just went on, probably which was more caused by individual signs around you going through their struggles than you actually struggling with it. Just keep going with the flow. Those who decide to go up on shore will go up on shore. Those who decide to stay in the boat and ride with you will stay in the boat and ride with you. You don't really have to do too much. Whew. All right. Give us a couple of magic cards. And a collective message from our shadow and our earth magic here. So, the shadow aspect, the child you were meant to be. So this goes into a lot of, who were you before the world got its hands on you? And can you reconcile you deviating from that past based on the world getting its hands on you and you releasing the anger of the world getting its hands on you? I say that for mothers a lot of the times, like, don't beat yourself up for the world getting its hands on your kids. It's got its hands on you too. So, you got to let people have their own past, understand that we all came here for our own paths. And yeah, it's time to tap back into that innocence and that magic, though, that you had when you were a child. I tell you, children are more connected to source. They are closer to source. So it's more of a reconnecting into that childlike wonder energy. That is 4D, 5D magic right there. They are so connected, they don't even have to think about it. Us having to think about it is an ego response to that energy coming back to us. All right? For the earth magic, it says spring equinox. There is a massive rebirth coming. I'm telling you, by spring, this is going to be a whole new world that we're working with here, people. All right. So just keep holding tight, keep holding true to yourselves, and keep doing that inner work and focusing back down into the core of who you actually are and releasing all those shadow aspects and releasing that inner child back out to have some fun. Work with the energy of air. Work with the element of air to cut through the core of the situations and see the truth. Don't beat around the bush. Don't play little manipulative mind games. Get to the core of the situation and speak it. Speak your mind. You guys are on target. On target. Keep following your ideal life paths. You are on target. Trinica 5, manifesting money and income. It's coming, y'all. It's coming, y'all. As long as you're keeping yourself focused, keeping yourself grounded, keeping yourself working on with those positive connections you want to keep and cutting out the ones that no longer serve you. That means they're casting too much negative energy. It lowers your vibe. And you have a hard time managing that. That's no longer serving you. That's a strength core lesson that you should be able to release now. I don't need to keep pulling these weights of these people that are just dragging me down. It's time to just, I'll find me a new workout. All right. I hope you guys love that. 2 hours. Wow. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I love you so much. And I'm going to try to come back next Friday. I doubt I'll do it quite as long, but we shall see. We shall see. I make no promises. I'll be back when I can. Definitely by the full moon, if nothing else. And for your turns of the wheels. I love y'all. Have a good one.